Hey, this is Rachel from the Life Facilitator, and I'm going to do a unboxing and review of the Wordsworth Planner. Wordsworth reached out to me and asked me to choose a planner to review and use, and so we're going to do that. So the planner comes in a really nice box, and then it has a quote from Mark Twain on the front: "The secret of getting ahead is getting started." And then when you open the box, you get a card from Wordsworth Planner, some information on how to use this planner. This planner is very goal-oriented, and so there are some things in here about the different types of planners they make and other products that they have as well. And then this is a more substantial look through of the planner, so gives you, just sort of ideas and things to do with the different pages that are available. So this is really cool. I've actually rarely seen something like this, and helpful too that they show multiple of the layouts as well. So there's that, and then let's get into the planner. So I chose the non-dated horizontal dotted planner, and I got it in black. And these planners are, well, let me just measure. So they are like roughly, oh no, almost exactly. These are A5 size. Let me just make sure. This is last year's. Yeah, so these are A5 size planners. So they're going to be roughly 5.5 by 8.25. And just so you can see the cover, it has this like texture cover, which is different than the previous model's cover. And it's pretty thick, but and you'll see why, because there are a lot of different types of pages in here, and I did get the undated, which I love. So it says here 260 pages, 120 GSM paper, which is also why it's so thick. Eco-friendly, lies 180 flat, which is great. Back pocket, 2 page markers, acid-free paper, no bleeding or ghosting. So this planner is definitely a high quality planner, especially the paper. The paper is like super high quality, and I remember this from using this planner last year too. So you have an opening page. You have some in the planner. You have some ideas of how to use this planner. You have actually an index, which is pretty cool. Year overview 2019-2020, and some note section. And you'll notice too, this planner has a lot of quotes throughout, which I think is cool, and a nice touch. Yearly overview, so you could put in the months up top, and then you have the days down the side. Contacts. I feel like this is rare to find in a planner now, because most people probably have contacts on their phone, but there are a lot of times when I wish I had a contacts list in my planner. Excuse me. Password reminders, very cool. Time zones, yes please. That's cool. Travel planning, which I think will be blank for a lot of us for a while, but a super cool idea. And because this planner's undated, you really could, if you wanted to use this planner for travel planning, you could pick it up anytime. Excuse me one second. Wrong pipe. Okay, so goals overview: be stubborn about your goals and flexible about your methods. It's actually a really good quote. Discovering your why, so figuring out, so this planner is really set up to help you establish goals for yourself, but also to create a plan on how to accomplish those goals. So these pages are really really meant for you to sort of reflect on what is important to you, what you want to do in the future, and how you hope to get there. Goals mind map, so you could do a brainstorm or a brain dump of things that you want to see in your future. You could also do a vision board here, which would be pretty cool. And then there is actually a specific vision board page, but there's nothing to say that you couldn't do two. Like you could do, if you had multiple goals, you could have each page have a different vision board. And then I remember this from last year, and I really, this is such a cool idea, and they've updated it a little bit. So you have personal goals, family, friends, relationship goals, professional goals, and which I feel like that basically covers, I feel like, most goals people have, which is pretty cool. And then for each of them, you have you have 8 goal areas. So goal, purpose, action steps, and a target date, which I think is all good, because a goal that's not specific isn't, not very helpful. So you have, for each of these sections, you have eight goal areas, which that's a lot. I mean, I think most people, that might be too much for most people, but the fact that they're there, or, once you could finish a goal and then start a new one, so you wouldn't have to fill the whole thing out all at once. So that's pretty cool. And then you get into the actual planner section. So because this planner is undated, the way this planner is set up is that you have the months, the month and weeks together, and then there's a back section as well. So here's your month section. So everything is customizable. And as you're adding, you add your dates, you add your month, and then it has another section for you to, the goals that you put over here to put in your monthly section, which I think is really good. And then the action steps for that month, which is cool. And then here's what the weekly looks like. And the reason I chose this layout is I like the idea. So I was using the Hobonichi weeks last year, and I really liked the idea of the week on one side and then the open space on this side. It's also similar to like a Happy Planner dashboard layout where, week is on one side and then open space. And for right now, for a lot of people, I feel like this layout would be really handy, because if you don't have a lot of appointments and hourly things going on, but you have like lists and things you want to get done and focus on, this is a really good layout. And then you have all this space over here to journal or add memories or notes or whatever it is. So I think this layout is really pretty cool. And I will be showing a couple ways that you can use this layout for planning. So repeats for the whole month. And then you get 5 weeks, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so 5 weeks each month. At the end of the weekly section, you have a monthly reflection and a review of the last month. And then your habit trackers are all situated here, which I think is actually really smart. I think sometimes with habit tracking, if you're only doing it during the week, it's hard to see your progress over the month. So having monthly habit trackers all in one place, I think, is actually a really good idea. So review of the month, a review of last month, and then you have 2 open blank pages to kind of do whatever you want. One thing you could do is create a monthly dashboard for the next month on this page, and maybe do a currently page or whatever. And then that repeats. So that same format goes through the whole planner. And yep. So at the end of the planner, you have on my year in review, and look at that. Look how flat that planner is. Oh, this is like this is so, I love lay flat planners. It's like the best. Okay, so end of the year review, and then, some questions to answer and reflect on. And then you get a pretty substantial amount of dot grid pages in the back, which is so great, because the worst is when you get a planner and it has no notes section, and so you have to have a separate notebook for your notes, which is sometimes kind of annoying. So I would say there's probably 2 to 3 pages you could use for each month, which is great. In the back, there is a pocket, which is always handy, especially for these like notebook type planners, bound planners. Having a pocket is really handy. And then some stickers, and these are like muted neutral stickers, which is pretty cool, and have like some positive messages. And then also the stickers relate to the goals. So there's a sticker for relationship goal, personal goal, which is that's pretty cool. So basically to like highlight in your week that this thing that you're trying to do, this is towards your relationship goal or your personal goal or your professional goal. Very cool. And yeah, that's it. So that's the plan. Oh, and pen loop, of course. So that is the Wordsworth undated horizontal dot planner. What I'm going to do next is actually do a couple of layouts to show how you could use this planner in your own life. So stay tuned. Okay, so I'm back, and I'm going to share a couple of examples of how I would use this planner, or some ways you could use this planner. So let's start with the monthly. So the monthly, again, has a section that says this month, do more, do less, don't forget, and then a quote. And then on the bottom, there are 3 sections. There's 3 goals, and then action steps for each of those goals. So I didn't totally fill out this monthly, but I showed sort of how I would potentially depending on my goals or depending on what I wanted to track and document in this planner, how I could use it. So for this month's focus, I have a stamp from Quinn Boulay, and it says exercise session, and then do more, connecting with friends and family, do less, mindless screen time, don't forget, and I just heard this on Amy Tangerine's recent vlog, you are lost in the right place. And I thought that was a good quote. And then for the goals, I chose 3 that I then ended up documenting in the weekly section. So the first goal, daily mindfulness, goal 2, healthy eating and movement, and then goal 3, connecting with loved ones. And you can see the action steps are actually what I tracked or what I documented on the planner pages. So for the first week, this is the goal of daily mindfulness. And so I have broken up the pages so that on this side are some affirmations, daily gratitude, and then a section for either reflection or creativity or whatever, which is sort of, in my opinion, part of a mindfulness practice. So this is one way you could use it. I wanted to show that I have been stamping in this planner, and I used pretty dark ink, so it did ghost a little bit, but it's because I use VersaFine, which is like a pretty saturated black ink. And so if that bothers you, I would maybe choose a different ink, but it doesn't bother me. So like this definitely ghosted, but partly because it's a pretty intense stamp, and then also because of the ink that I use. So the next goal was healthy eating and movement. And so this is how I set up a week if I was wanting to track food, fitness, and then also maybe like little wins for the day. And so on this side, you can see I have each line is a food item. So breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, all the way down the page. And then this section is the exercise tracker section. So for this one, I wrote in a weekly plan and then checked off the one when I did it. And then on this side, I decided to do like small victories on this side, and I set it up in a slightly different format than the weekly side, just so that it looks a little different. So I have the days of the week in the boxes, and then Sunday as a long box. And then I used mild liners, and I wanted to use mild liners to show you that they definitely do not ghost or bleed or anything. So mild liners are great in this planner. And then the last week and goal was connecting with loved ones and making memories. So I decided for this layout to focus on each day making sure that there was something that we or I was doing to connect with people beyond myself. So either connecting with my husband or my family or my friends. And so you can see that I have those different quote events on this big block section. I have a very functional to-do list section on this side, using mild liners again. And then I decided to, because one of the action steps was to document the memories and get creative, I did a little memory keeping page on the open page. So again, this is what I love about this planner and having this big open dot grid page, is that you really, three very different uses of, well, both pages, but particularly the dot grid page. So I pulled photos from the events of this week and then added them onto a very quick memory keeping page. I kept it pretty simple with just some washi and stickers and writing, and this came together in literally 5 minutes. So I hope you enjoyed this walkthrough of the Wordsworth Planner. I think it's a great, definitely an awesome planner, and gives you a lot of wow. You can customize it. And also, if you are working on goals, whether big or small, this is a wonderful planner for you too. So if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. I will leave the link to Wordsworth Planner's website so you can check them out yourself. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!